engine. You can get a Japanese 1JZ engine from an importer about $4,000 or so. It gets you the engine with an R154 transmission, the wire harness, the turbos, everything already on it. Usually have a downpipe included, ECU included. It'd be just about all you need engine-wise, component. You can use that stock harness to make it connect. Just have to tweak it a bit, but it will connect. It'll use the stock power box and a few other things and just splice the wires together. There is a guide you can follow online. Otherwise, you can buy a brand new harness. Once you get the engine and everything, you're going to need the mounts. The engine won't bolt directly to it. You have to have conversion mounts to bolt the engine to the subframe in this car. Since the transmission itself is different, you're going to need a new drive shaft. Depending on which rear end you have, this one's got an R200 LSD, VLSD that is. Tray will bolt up to this. I feel like it would, but don't quote me on it. You will need a front sump oil pan for the S13. It'll hit the cross member, it'll hit the rack and pinion. I mean, it just won't sit in here, or unless you fancy having your engine sit above and your hood have a big hole cut out, to fit the engine, go for it. load. I'll add a few other things. Main engine, everything's set. You're looking 4,000, you know, for the engine, transmission. Make sure it's a front sump, mount kit for 300 or so. Drive shaft, you know, let's say 500, 400 for a one-piece aluminum. If you don't have an LSD differential, you're gonna have to grab one of those. eBay charge piping, you know, or have a shop do it. Blow off valve. I'm running the stock Toyota actually. The bigger, you know, thicker radiator, bigger core. No idea where that's at. It's across the street. Turned on the wrong side. All right, got my coffee. So yeah, I'm still sitting here because obviously I don't have cup holders. Dodge Cummins, I believe is what it came off. Now you don't have to go aftermarket turbo. The stock ones do put out a good amount of, well, for what it is, a good amount of power. If you do bigger turbo, you'll probably have to upgrade the injectors. You can run the stock 2JZ injectors. Those will drop right in. They are side feeds on this engine. If you get the VVA TI version with the single turbo, those with their top feeds, and you have a lot more injector options. You'll need a bigger fuel pump. Regardless of which turbo, stock turbos or whatever, the fuel pump in there is not made to handle the turbo. You can get a Walbro 255 for, I don't know what they're doing. You can probably get one for about $100 now. The whole drop-in kit, you know, pretty good to go. Is good to tune the ECU regardless, because you know you're going to want to turn up the boost or something like that. The cheapest, easiest option is just to get a piggyback like a Pexi Neo or a Greddy eManage or something like that. It'll plug in and basically interrupt the signal to the stock ECU and modify the signal with your tune. I'm running Megasquirt in this one. I actually chose Megasquirt to just be able to do my own custom engine harness, which I enjoy doing. Also cleans up the engine bag, do a wire tuck, all kinds of stuff with it. Megasquirt 3 with the expansion board. That'll do sequential up to like 12 cylinders, or maybe just sequential up to 8. I don't remember, but it will do sequential injection. I've got the 3 Pro in here. Now this car, when I had it apart, I went ahead, just tore all the wiring out, engine bay, everything, power harness, and rewired it and hit it all up under the dash. My relays are actually sitting right up under the cowl here, kind of mounted, for the headlights and everything like that. I took the other relays and I mounted a fuse panel, a fuse box for the engine bay harness fuse panel and the Megasquirt fuse panel in my glove box. The last question I get usually is, why did you pick 1JZ over the SR20 or the RB25 or something like that? I would have done it a Nissan. I probably would have picked an RB, or I would have liked to pick an RB. I would have done at least a 25. I don't think the RB20 is as good as the 2JZ, but I think the RB25 is comparable. If not, I would have just picked it because it is Nissan and it's going into Nissan. Down the right side of the car and have to cross over to the left side. I would have preferred to do an RB25 in here, but the way I got this car and the engine was I actually traded my built-up 2JZ for the car. I got the shell, I got the engine on the side, I got the stock engine, and a few other things kind of thrown in all together as a deal. And then I had to take the time